to my little series following the journey of breeding my panda Corydoras. So much has transpired since the last video and I'm so excited to share it with you. Over the past few weeks, the Coras have been gorging on high protein food. All this protein is used to create lots and lots of eggs, and with the females looking plump, it's time to trigger some spawning. So to get the fish in the mood, I'm going to give them a big cool water change. However, this time, after taking out over half of the water, I turned the heater off and left them for around 6 hours. During that time, the water temperature dropped from 24 degrees Celsius down to 22. I then filled the tank back up with even colder water, which was 20 degrees Celsius, and I left them for the night. Upon entering the fish room, I was greeted by lots of spawning behaviour. Here you can see 2 males chasing around a female, competing to fertilise her eggs. Eventually, they form this T position where the fertilisation takes place. Look at that! Ooh, that one's getting jealous. He's like, come on, I wanna go. Damn, wait your turn, boy. I checked through the spawning mop, but no joy. But to my surprise, there were absolutely loads of them in this little clump of moss. And look at that. Look at that. No wonder they were not in the spawning mop when I checked earlier, because they're all in the moss. So got some eggs on the bull bias as well. This is awesome, I'm so buzzing. 12 eggs, and they were all literally in the same clump of moss. So maybe this whole time when I've not been finding many eggs, I've not been looking properly, because I do usually check the moss. It can be quite dense, so they might have been towards the back of it. I've got a good feeling about these next ones. I'm not going to let you down, little babies. The more I look, the more I find. Look at that, more eggs! So that's 22 eggs. That's over 4 times as many eggs that I've ever had at once. Obviously, some of the eggs were a bit older. However, a lot of the eggs did look new, so I do think we've got the cool water change to thank for that. And with the eggs safe and secure in the little hatchery, all we have to do is be patient and wait. The following morning, I was greeted by even more eggs, bringing the total to about 30. Over the next few days, the eggs grew darker and darker and slowly started to hatch. My little baby. First 2 babies of the batch, and they're sticking together, the little cuties. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. During the incubation process, I was giving them water changes 2 to 3 times a day, taking out about 1/3 of the water and replenishing it with tank water. And after 5 days, all of the viable eggs had hatched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 babies! I know what you're thinking, hang on a minute Blinky, that maths doesn't add up. So out of the 30 eggs that we had, 5 of them were unfertilised and turned white. And then another 5, they developed a fungus on them. For the other 3, they did in fact hatch, but unfortunately, for some unknown reason, they didn't make it through the first night. But such is life, and I'm still feeling incredibly optimistic for the rest of the fry. So with most of their egg yolks consumed, it's now time for feeding. Thank you to everyone for the fry food recommendations. I'd like to give a big shout out to Mrs M for being the first. My newly hatched fry absolutely loved this Sera micron, so make sure you check out her amazing videos. I prepared the food like so, and I fed them 3 times a day. First thing on the morning, early afternoon, and later on in the evening. In order to keep the water as pristine and as clean as possible, I scheduled my water changes about 2 hours after feeding, and I sucked out as much of the uneaten food, mulm, and debris as possible. I changed between 1/3 and 1/2 of the water about 4 times a day, replenishing it with water from the original Cory tank, but also from my jungle scape. And over the next few days, the fry continued to grow and develop nicely. They were no longer looking like little tadpoles, they were starting to resemble Corydoras. And in the meantime, the parents were at it again, and I got a fresh batch of eggs for the hatchery. Look at them. Oh, they're all huddling together all the time, it's so cute. And they are approaching the week mark, so some of them are like 5 days, some of them are 6, and maybe 1 or 2 might be 7 days old now. So that means that tomorrow we can get some brine shrimp on the go, we'll be able to feed them some baby brine shrimp, and hopefully they'll go mental for it, and they'll get growing really, really fast. Check out the difference between this newly hatched fry and the other one, which is about a week old. At the ripe age of a week, I think they deserve an upgrade, so I moved them to this bigger tub with a much greater water volume. It's quite easy to see through the side. So many, we've got 15. Hello? Hey little baby. Hello. Hello baby. Yeah, you're gonna get some brine shrimp tomorrow. And here we have it, baby brine shrimp, renowned as one of the best foods for fry by breeders and hobbyists all over the world. You can't deny that its orange hue isn't appetising, my mouth's watering just looking at it. But in all seriousness, I do feel quite sorry for the poor little things. They've only just hatched and they're about to be decimated by my fish. But that guilt soon subsided when I realised how much all of my fish loved the brine shrimp, especially the Corydoras. They appeared a little confused at first. These moving orange things seemed quite different to their usual static specks of green food, but they slowly started to show some interest, so I gave them some time and some privacy. A few hours later, and their bulging orange tummies told me everything I needed to know. They'd just discovered their new favourite food. You lot are full to the brim. I honestly don't know how some of them didn't pop, but it looks like one thing was clear. Brine shrimp will be a permanent addition to the new menu. I'd alternate between the shrimp and then the powdered fry food. And around this time, the last batch of eggs had begun to hatch and the cycle started once again. Look at Ma, look how cute they are. Oh. We can't have the pandas missing out, so I'll feed them a load of brine shrimp. A little bit. Okay, so the first batch, they're about 2.5 weeks old now, and since they moved over to the baby brine shrimp, they have grown tremendously, and they're so big now, and they're literally like bang on tiny little Corys. It's so cute. And then the other batch that we've got, they're about a week old now, so I'm just about to start changing them over to the baby brine shrimp. We're still getting eggs here and there, but I'm not sort of actively searching for them as much as I used to do. I just want to get these grown up a little bit, and then we'll start getting some new ones. I really can't put it into words how fun and rewarding this whole experience has been. In the 4 years that I've been keeping fish, this is by far one of my favourite things that I've done, and I really recommend any hobbyists out there to definitely give breeding fish a go, because it just changes the whole hobby, and it's just, like I said, it's just so fun and rewarding. I genuinely feel like a really proud parent, and I get so much joy coming in every day, checking on the little babies and seeing how much they've grown. It's just amazing. I definitely think I've got the bug for breeding. I'm already thinking about what different fish I'm going to breed next. So if anyone's got any suggestions, definitely let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for everyone giving tips and tricks and advice on the Corys, because I couldn't have done it without you. I'll do another update in about a month's time to see how the fish are doing, and hopefully we'll have even more. Here's one of my newest projects, which will be coming out on a video in the next couple of weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that. But that's all from me. I really hope you have a good one, and I'll see you later, fish friends.